So, a robot in China just sat down and did embroidery. Like actual hand embroidery with a needle and thread. And I know what you're thinking. So what? Robots can do loads of things. But here's the thing. This is genuinely one of the hardest tasks any humanoid has ever pulled off. And it changes the game in ways most people haven't realized yet. This happened on December 22nd at a live demo by Tar Robotics. Their humanoid got on stage, threaded a needle, used both hands, and stitched a logo in real time in front of an audience. No edits, no tricks, just a robot doing something that's honestly been considered nearly impossible for machines. And if you've ever tried to thread a needle yourself, especially when you're in a hurry or the light's bad, you know exactly how fiddly this is. Now imagine asking a robot to do it. The problem is that embroidery breaks all the rules that robots are good at. Industrial robots love predictable, rigid tasks. Pick up a metal part, place it exactly there, repeat 1,000 times without variation. They're brilliant at that. But the moment you introduce soft materials, everything falls apart. Thread stretches and twists unpredictably. Fabric moves and deforms under pressure. You need constant tiny adjustments to force and position across a long sequence of steps. One mistake and the thread snaps or the stitch misses completely. It's a nightmare for automation. Which is why skilled human hands have dominated this kind of work for decades. So when this robot pulled it off smoothly, staying stable the whole time with both hands working together, adjusting force in real time, tracking the needle visually without hesitation, people in robotics immediately understood what it meant. Because if a robot can handle embroidery, it's suddenly not just about stitching logos. You're now talking about wire harness assembly, precision electronics work, fine mechanical assembly. All those delicate manufacturing jobs that still need human workers because machines just couldn't cope. Until now. The CEO of Tar Robotics explained how they managed it, and it lines up with something we're seeing more and more in AI. They call it a data AI physics trinity. Basically, instead of treating data collection, model training, and physical robots as separate things, they've connected everything into one continuous feedback loop. Real-world data gets fed into their embodied AI model, which learns general physical skills like balance, coordination, force control, and vision under uncertainty. Skills that actually transfer from one task to another. Then those skills run directly on their humanoid platforms. And here's the kicker. The gap between what the AI learns in training and what it can do in the real world is tiny. That's why the robot held together on stage under real conditions instead of falling apart like so many live demos tend to do. The craziest part? Tar Robotics was only founded in February 2025. In under a year, they've gone from concept to live humanoid demos showing capabilities people assumed were years away. They've already raised over $200 million, so investors clearly believe this is real. Meanwhile, in the US, Figure AI just showed off their latest humanoid, Figure 03, doing something much more casual but equally telling. Their CEO posted a video of himself asking the robot questions and getting it to hand him shirts from different baskets. The robot answered clearly, identified the correct sizes visually, and grabbed the right items. It worked. But people immediately noticed the 2 to 3 second pause before every response. That speech latency still feels awkward. Like dial-up internet. It's one of those reminders that even when the physical stuff is sorted, the conversational timing still needs work. And it's not just lab demos anymore. Consumer demand is actually showing up. A Chinese company called Vita Dynamics just launched an AI-powered robot dog for about $1,400. It sold over 1,000 units in 52 minutes. That's not hype, that's real people spending real money on embodied AI at scale. Meanwhile, CATL, the world's largest EV battery maker, has started replacing factory workers with humanoids called Xiaomo for high-voltage testing tasks. These robots are hitting over 99% connection success and doing nearly 3 times the workload of manual labor while staying consistent. The pace right now is wild. We've gone from robots that could barely walk without falling over to robots doing hand embroidery, having conversations, selling out like new phones, and working production lines. And next month, Boston Dynamics' Atlas is making its first public demo at CES in Las Vegas. This is happening fast, and it's not slowing down. The barrier between what humans can do and what robots can do is shrinking faster than anyone expected. And honestly, that's the story worth paying attention to. Things are moving fast, and this space is getting real in a way it never has before. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.